Mm, Not necessary you be an Illuminati to sign a contract with the devil. I have a person in our campus. His name is Ratan Bhattacharya, a Brahmin from Bengal, came as a cook to our campus, but he doesn't have one finger. I asked him, Ratan, what is this? He said, I made a contract with the Kali. But now he is following the Lord, baptized, and now he is delivered. Any person, not necessarily rich person alone, any person can make a blood contract with the devil to be an agent for devil. So part of it is Illuminati people executing the plans of Satan. That's all. But it's part of Bible. Bible predicted already these things will happen. Okay? Okay. Oh, anyway, your questions will never end. That is a good sign. Questions should not end. As Vijay said, learning stops, growing stops. So learning will come when there is a query. So keep on asking question. But before going for a small video, you're going to see a video, but this video is going to be a powerful video if you really watch that. This happened 300 years back. 300 years back. I want to tell you, friend, my sweet little kids, I want to tell you, God has created you and me to meet the needs of others. The pity of the mankind today is they are not interested in knowing the needs of others. They are particular about knowing their needs. In the Bible, the gospel, there was a small boy. He was carrying a small little tiffin box, having 5 loaves of bread, 2 fishes. To whom? To whom? To himself. His mother prepared that bread for him. But when he saw the need, he ran and gave it to Jesus. Jesus, use it. Because he saw a big need around. 5,000 men not having anything. Jesus may do something. He gave that little thing which was kept for himself to Jesus. That's a miracle. That's a miracle. Today, you are in a country may not have an opportunity to see the needs. I'm not talking about the material needs alone. Illiteracy is there. People don't know how to read and write. And people are having need of knowledge. People are having need, physical need. People are having need in any form. Poverty also there, but poverty is not the only thing. Man has got lot of needs. Unless somebody see the need and get out of their comfort zone. I want to tell it again. Unless you come out of your comfort zone, unless you see the needs of others, you can never be a shaker or a mover. It is my desire to see, the meeting is called Moving Forward. I am taking you backwards 300 years. Today, people are from Tamil families. The first Tamil Bible in the whole India, Tamil was the first Bible translated, printed. The first printing machine was brought by a man who stepped down from his comfort zone, willing to meet the needs of others. So his story, now you will watch this movie, and it is short movie. It's a big thing, but made it short, and you will definitely enjoy. We are not going to keep you here, and then I will close with a conclusion. That's all.
29th of November, in the year of our Lord 1705, we, Henry Plutchow and Bartholomew Ziegenbalg, left Copenhagen for the East Indies, according to the good will of God and the command of His Majesty King Frederick IV of Denmark and Norway, in order to preach the gospel of Christ on the Coromandel coast.
Seven months after the Danish ship Princess Sophia Hedvig set sail from Copenhagen, Ziegenbalg and Plutchow put ashore at Trankebar. There was no harbor. A sideboat brought them from the Sophia through shallow waters to a sandy shore. There stood the Dansborg, proud and impregnable fortress built by the commander of the Royal Danish Navy to protect the interests of Denmark. It was a bold stroke of fate that had launched that new mission enterprise. Ordained but a few days before their departure, the two German pastors had set their course for a goal neglected for centuries, the bringing of a Christian witness to the people of India. For 80 years, Trankebar had been a possession of Denmark. In that time, the Danish East India Company had created a substantial trading center with the blessing of King Frederick. Now, with the arrival of Ziegenbalg and Plutchow, came the first attempt to create a substantial body of Protestant Christians, also with the blessing of the king. To be sure, there was a church for Europeans, but there was none for Indians. The Martoma Church had been established in India long before the Reformation, but this was the first Protestant missionary thrust. Communication was a major problem from the beginning. The men established their first contact with one of the European guards.
Can you tell us how to reach the Commandant?
Come over to the steps.
They were confident that the governing officer of Trankebar would give them a cordial reception, for Ziegenbalg carried with him credentials bearing the royal seal of King Frederick. They were escorted to a room in one of the government houses near the fort to await the Commandant's pleasure. The first big step had been undertaken and completed. They had arrived and were ready to begin their work. While Plutchow, the older of the two men, shared his companion's vision, it was Ziegenbalg whose zeal sparked the venture from the beginning. Already he had adopted India as his home. Indians of the Coromandel coast depended on the sea for much of their food. Fishermen spread their nets to dry on the wide beaches after bringing in the morning's catch. Their most primitive craft was the catamaran, a kind of raft made of logs. Like the nets, they too were dried overnight. Ziegenbalg had come to India so that these fishing folk could hear the gospel. Was it possible that in his lifetime some might become fishers of men? When the men finally heard from the Commandant, their credentials were abruptly taken away, and they found themselves stranded and alone. Puzzled by